No thanks, I choose life.
Kindly? No. What is happening right now? Ooh, I don't know if I like this. I think you should read this.
You suck.
Hello and welcome, you beautiful bookish people. It is a special day
Yeah, it is a special day. You want to tell me it's a special day?
I am going to be starting Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent, and also in this vlog, you're going to get me reading The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. I'm so excited for this because I just finished Daughter of No Worlds, also by Carissa Broadbent. I was obsessed. I'm not going to lie to you, it does not in any way top Throne of Glass, but it got incredibly close to some of the feelings that I had while reading Throne of Glass, and that is incredibly hard to do, and I don't think I've ever read anything else since Throne of Glass that has gotten me even remotely close to those feelings. So needless to say, I enjoyed it very, very much, and I really liked Carissa's writing style and how she describes her characters and the story and weaves everything together, and I've heard this is really good, which this has already been, I know this was indie published a while ago, but this has been since traditionally republished, and Daughter of No Worlds is also getting traditionally republished later this year. I'm recording this in March of 2025, but regardless, I'm excited to start this. I have seen this everywhere. This was on my March TBR from the TBR jar prompt video thing, and the prompt that had me choose this was a book that I've seen all over social media, and so naturally I was like, I'm gonna read this. I was already planning on reading it after Daughter of No Worlds, but I was like, this is the perfect opportunity to just make it part of my TBR. Before I start, I'm actually gonna read the back because I haven't actually read it before. All I know is it's like vampire romantasy. That's all that I know. It reads, for humans and vampires, the rules of survival are the same. Never trust, never yield, and always, always guard your heart. The adopted human daughter of the night-born vampire king Oriah carved her place in a world designed to kill her. Her only chance to become something more than prey is entering the Kajari, a legendary tournament held by the goddess of death herself. Ooh, I like that. But winning won't be easy amongst the most vicious warriors from all three vampire houses. To survive, Oriah is forced to make an alliance with a mysterious rival. Everything about Rain is dangerous. He is a ruthless vampire, an efficient killer, an enemy to her father's crown, and her greatest competition. Yet what terrifies Oriah most of all is that she finds herself oddly drawn to him. But there's no room for compassion in the Kajari. War for the Nightborn crown brews, shattering everything that Oriah thought she knew about her home, and Rain may understand her more than anyone, but their blossoming attraction could be her downfall in a kingdom where nothing is more deadly than love. Okay, I didn't know there was like trial aspect to this. You know what? We're gonna get going. I've not updated in so long because I've just been devouring this, so hooked. I took a shower and I've like gotten ready for bed. I ain't going to bed. This is too good. I am currently 34% of the way through this book. I'm flying. I know I'm not a very fast reader. I've learned that through looking at social media and seeing how quickly other people read things, but I have been flying through this because it is so easy to read. I love Carissa's writing. I completely ate up Daughter of No Worlds, and this is no different. I think her writing it's beautiful and detailed, and like the world building is fantastic. Like there's a lot of information that you need to learn, but it's so easy to digest and so easy to get through. I don't feel like I'm trying to stop every page trying to figure out like what's going on. And the writing is modern enough that I'm not like tripping over everything, but it's still like good descriptive writing instead of like just casual, if that makes any sense at all. I'm about to start part 4, which is Half Moon, which that's another thing. These chapters are short and the parts are short, which I really appreciate, and I think that's part of the reason why I'm so quick to get through this. But I'm loving these characters. I love Rain. I love Rain. He's like a grumpy, sassy, like, I love him. The banter is so good. And Oriah, my girl, I like her, and I think that she's got some layers to her. She's complicated. She's obviously got some unresolved trauma, and I can't figure out some of the other characters quite yet, which I'm 30% of the way through. I mean, I don't think I should be able to figure them out yet. But I like that. It's a layer of, I don't know if you're good or bad. I don't know if you're actually trying to help this person or not. But the trial aspect has kept it super fast paced. And even though these trials take place over 4 months, we're through the second trial right now. And so that's what, 2 months, I guess? But this is good. I think I'm gonna try to get a little bit more through tonight. I thought this looks like it's almost 500 pages, but then I was like trying to see, because at first I was like, oh, I'm not 30% of the way through, and then I was like, let me just see. And so like I shielded my eyes and tried to look at the page numbers. The end of book 1 it's 452 pages. That was a lot of words to say it's 452 pages, and I'm on page 172. So this is going good. If I can read a book like this, it's good. I'm really enjoying this. Yay, let's keep reading. Hey, hi, hello, hey, good morning. Good afternoon. I think actually it is 11:35, so late morning? I don't know. I'm struggle bussing. I have really bad allergies, and if you can't tell by my eyes, they're red. Anyways, I read up to 46% the way through last night. I look like I'm about 50%. I mean, almost. I'm still enjoying it. I think this is fantastic. I also realized this is my first, what's called vampire fantasy that actually, I take it back. Well, yeah, no, I do say that because it's the first vampire focused fantasy, really. I've read Bride by Ali Hazelwood, and I really enjoyed that. And so that's, I guess, with some vampire stuff too. And then Crescent City has some vampires sprinkled in there, but not as a main plot line. So I guess Bride is my only experience. So this is my only experience with vampire focused fantasy. Ignore my dog. He is chewing on his little alligator toy. So if you hear munching, that's what that is. I think I'm on the verge of finding out something big. But today we are going to go to Fable Hollow, which is a bookshop, coffee shop mix thing. It is absolutely amazing. And I'm going to take you along and we're gonna sit and do some reading. I mean, honestly, getting 46% of the way through, I might actually finish tonight because I have 230 pages left, and that's realistic for me. I can read that in a day. And I don't think I have anything else to do. I might. Everything is good. It's gonna be a good day. It's dreary outside, but honestly, I don't mind that because I like to read in cozy conditions, and this is cozy. So let's go. I don't know if I like this. This is making me nervous. Not the story. The story's good, but what's happening right now. I don't know. I'm not. No, I'm scared. That's her punishment? What kind of person, thing, being? I did not know, thankfully. No.
No thanks. I choose life.
So that one character I said that I hadn't figured out yet, and it's kind of interesting that I couldn't figure them out, and that's great. Figured you out. Don't like you. You suck. You suck. These aren't people, they're livestock? What? I'm sorry. No. Kindly? No. No. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I can't open the book. I can't. How about I just erase the last page? What's happening? Hold on. Yo, what? I don't know how to feel. I'm gonna need to sleep on this. I legitimately don't know how to feel about this right now. I did it. I finished Serpent and the Wings of Night. Guys, okay, I'm gonna save my star rating for the end and talk about like the duology as a whole at the end, so you'll have to keep watching to see what I rated it. But I am so conflicted. First of all, I loved it. I enjoyed it. I think it was amazing. I love Carissa's writing, and I feel like she's gonna be one of those auto-buy, auto-read authors for me. The only thing that I'm just, I don't want to say wishy-washy about, but like I'm unsure about is these characters. I love Araya. I don't know about everybody else. And I think maybe we're supposed to feel like that. I'm gonna say this, it was not a 5-star for me. And I think it was because of the fact that I did not get that overwhelming sense of, oh my God, that was perfect. I loved it. Because I realized too, I am very easy with my rating. I'm very easy to please. And I need to start thinking a little harder, I guess. I very easily influenced by that like post-book high, like turn the last page, like whoa, stunned. And this book definitely left me stunned. It left me wanting a little bit, and I think that's also personal preference because I really like the war and politics and behind the scenes and schemes and all of that kind of thing, which again is personal preference, and I do feel like a lot of fantasy do include that. But coming from Daughter of No Worlds and reading that complex of a story, I think it gave me some expectations for Carissa going into this book, which I know Daughter of No Worlds was published before this, but I was a little confused because I was like, okay, when is this stuff gonna come in? And definitely towards the end, it was like a big reveal, and it was satisfying, and all at once I was kind of like, oh, there it is. But I think during the book, the trials, I'm not gonna say they were there to be there, but obviously every single trial reveals something about a character, reveals some of their feelings, it reveals a lot of things, and I'm sure if I reread it again knowing what happens at the end, I could pick up a lot more. So it is intentional, and there's a reason these happen. I just feel like sometimes when reading trial aspect of it, it almost feels irrelevant by the end of the story, because it's like, all right, then that was just a distraction from all of this stuff. So in the next book, I really don't think the trials are gonna matter that much. I could eat my words. I don't know. I feel like I'm being really skeptical right now. And like, am I making sense though? It's like, it wasn't a bad book whatsoever. And I don't want this to make somebody not read it. I think you should read this. I think this is fantastic. The plot twists, oh my God. I am excited for the next book, but I don't think the trial aspect is really for me. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I think. We're gonna not delay. We're gonna start the second book. Is this gonna be dual POV? Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm about 30% of the way through. I take back things that I have said about lack of world building, war stuff. Okay, this is it. This is it. This is what I was waiting for. Don't get me wrong. I loved the first book. I thought it was fun. But I think going into it from Daughter of No Worlds and expecting certain things, I was like, there's something missing here, and it's bothering me. And towards the end of that book, I was like, okay, this is what I was looking for, but we got magical artifacts. We have the involvement of gods, kind of, I guess they're alluding to some of this stuff, whatever. We have politics. We have, okay, we have to find this thing. Okay, we have to do this, but also it's really, really tricky because my people are fighting your people. That is going to be very interesting. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you exactly what's happening, but all that to say, I'm enjoying this and I'm glad things I don't want to say picked up because the first book was definitely fast paced, but like things started actually happening and you found the purpose of why things mattered from the first book. And that is so satisfying to me. So we're going to continue and I'm enjoying this. I don't think I'm going to finish this today. I don't think I'm cut out to read 400 pages, but that's okay. We're going to get as far as we possibly can. Enough yapping. We're going to continue. I literally have nothing to say right now. It's just really pretty lighting. So look at the book. It's so gorgeous. We are in full reader mode right now. I have my fidget. I have an extra light because this lamp is not doing it. I have my ambiance on, which I changed it from what I had earlier. The other one was like rainy and dragons, but then there was mid-rolling ads and I was like, no. I'm on page 326. What is happening right now? Without spoiling, they're trying to figure out their crap. But like, they say they hate each other, but clearly they don't. Is killing me. Everything that I was missing from the first book, this is so good. But I'm like, it's ripping my heart out. Like, what am I? I look like the fish from Nemo. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. It's gonna be even better. Hold on, wait. Ooh. Who's calling me? My sister's calling. So, hi.
Wait a day. Hold on. What you got there, buddy?
So, I was filming. Let me explain. And then you called. If you have somebody that you can just have on FaceTime and literally be reading at the same time with, please do that. I do that, I wouldn't say all the time with my sister, but very, very often. And we were on FaceTime for at least an hour. Literally, my phone was set up here and we were just reading at the same time. And it was lovely because then you have somebody to talk to. And she lives in a state that's like 8 hours away from me. So like, I don't get to see her very often anymore. But it's just so nice. She's reading Kingdom of Ash right now. And I can't. She was getting to some parts that I'm like, I don't know how to react to this because one, I don't want to spoil anything. Two, I think I'm just gonna start crying. And I was just like, oh my god, you're reading about Aelin and Fenris, and I'm over here reading about how they decided it was a good idea to go in the sewers and then had to stay in those sewer clothes for 2 weeks, and then now they're finally getting into the hot springs. I posted a video on TikTok saying that like all of these fantasy worlds piss me off because none of them have the plumbing for showers. And you're gonna tell me you sit in a tub and wash all of that off? Absolutely not. You would not catch me sitting in a tub of testicle tea.
Testicle tea for 20 minutes.
But they have hot springs. That's so nice. At least it's still like a warming bath, but it flows away. I'm over 60% of the way through. I'm 2/3 of the way through. I think I'm gonna read a little bit more tonight. I have about 170 pages left of this. Guys, I'm eating this up. No, this is so good. She's become an auto-read, auto-buy author for me. My other one is Sarah J. Maas, obviously. And I would say, even though the first book, like, it was missing a few things for me, I got it in this book, which that's so important for me, like, because obviously you can't throw everything in one book all at the same time, and there was a reason that not everything was revealed and done in the first book. She weaves it together so perfectly, and things are coming together and making sense in this book, and we have the court aspect, we have artifacts and gods and all of that stuff that you're like kind of a mystery right now, but also you have to like ally with unexpected people to get things done, and it's just, I love that kind of fantasy book. Of course that's where he goes. Oh. I gotta sit up for this. What's going on? Can we not repeat this, please? It's not. Then last time it did, but it's not this time. That would be cruel. Oh, I know what's gonna happen. Okay, we're good. Maybe? But what if you both do it? That would be interesting. I keep forgetting that it's nighttime and it's literally pitch black outside. That, of all the things that are so unbelievable, it's how are they seeing, especially the humans, at nighttime fighting a war? That doesn't seem realistic to me. Oh my god, oh my god. I think I know what the next books are gonna be about. There's a beautiful sunset, but he's looking at her. I don't know what to think. This felt rushed. How was that the end? I'm gonna sit with my thoughts for a minute. Final thoughts. Here we go. Okay, first of all, I want to say that I enjoyed this duology. Duet? I can't exactly say it's a duology because there's more books in the series and it's unfinished. But as far as, like, technically, the story that starts in The Serpent and the Wings of Night is finished in Ashes and the Star-Cursed King for those specific main characters. So if that gives you any clarity, I hope that helps. But I gave Serpent and the Wings of Night 4 stars, and I also gave The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King 4 stars. Now, yes, I'm gonna go into detail because I know I said a little while ago that I thought that Ashes and the Star-Cursed King was gonna be a 5-star read. Let's start from the beginning though. Okay, I know I already said my piece about the first book and how I think trials are, I just don't think they're for me. I mean, like, they're fun, but it's also like, okay, every book that has magical trials, you can kind of expect the same thing in terms of plot and like where it goes and what happens and things like that. So I think I'm just a little bit burnt out of that, but that's totally fine. Please don't take this as I like don't want you to read it, because I do. I'm just going to explain why it's not a 5-star, because I think a lot of people, they'll give like 3 or 4 star ratings or like even 2 stars, and then they'll like tell me what was great about it. I'm like, okay, that's fine, but also like for me, every book is a 5-star until proven other, like innocent until proven guilty kind of thing. And if you don't give it 5 stars, I want to know why you didn't give it 5 stars, because let's just assume that the majority of it was good and tell me the bad, because if I can come to terms with what the bad stuff was and you like look past it, then I'm like, okay, then that makes sense and I can expect everything else to be good. Does that make any sense to you? But anyways, I loved how the first book set up the second book and gave us somewhere to go, which obviously that's very important. And at the beginning of this, I can't say these freaking titles. The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. I'm just gonna call it first book, second book, because this is a mouthful. It gave me everything I wanted. You have politics, you have war, you have quests, you have plotting, you have a very interesting dynamic between the two main characters that I can't exactly expand on or explain because that would definitely be a spoiler for the first book. But just know that this is my first experience with this certain trope, and I wasn't sure that I would like it because I heard this trope and I'm like, okay, that's a little strange though, because I'm not sure how to feel about it, but I was like, oh, this is good, because then it creates conflict between the characters and makes it really complicated and just interesting. So I really, really enjoyed that aspect, and I think it was done very well. The thing that made me not give it 5 stars though was kind of the ending. I feel like it was a little too rushed for my taste, and I think here's what happened. I read Daughter of No Worlds before I read this duet, and I think that kind of messed me up a little bit because that was the first I had read of Carissa Broadbent, and I gave all of the books 5 stars. I thought it was phenomenal. I really liked her storytelling. I liked her writing. I think it was super easy to read, but it was like super in detail. And I think I had a very specific set of expectations going into this duet because I had just read the other one, and obviously it's by the same author. Like, you read Throne of Glass, you read Avatar, you read Crescent City, like, you can expect not the same things, but like similar writing style and a certain style of storytelling. And I think that was what I was applying to here because it's the same author. It had to have these same things. And she did deliver on some of them. I just feel like Daughter of No Worlds was done better. So if anything, I wish I read this first. So I think that's what's messing me up. I think I'm just comparing it. I I really think that's what it is. With some of the elements that were introduced in the second book, I really wanted more expansion on it because, like I said, there was an introduction of stuff going on with the gods, and then there was an artifact or item that they were trying to figure out what the meaning was behind it, why was it there, who put it there, how can we use it kind of thing. And I was wanting more of that story of telling us the history behind that stuff so I know how it's kind of important to the current story, but it almost just felt like she made it exist to have, like, she wanted something to happen, so she created that thing to make it happen instead of having that be a focus, I guess. I'm a nerd in that way. Like, I want the backstory, I want the mythology, and I want the significance in the culture and stuff, and not necessarily the culture, but like, when you introduce the aspect of gods, there's gotta be a story there, and there's gotta be a very strong story, at least for me. Obviously, there's deities in most all of these universes. I'm hoping in the next book we get a little bit more expansion on that because it would make things make sense. Like, again, with the comparing, I feel like in Throne of Glass, you go through the whole story getting these little tiny bits of details here and there about the gods and artifacts, and then there's this big come together moment and it's like a reveal and it makes everything make sense and the story just levels up from there and you're like, oh my god, that's insane, I can't believe the whole time it was this, and this, and that's why this existed. And I think I wanted that from this book, but I didn't completely get that. And also, like, for something as intense, I don't want to say expansive because it wasn't too in-depth, but like it could have been, and it felt like the trajectory was taking it into this big moment, but I never got that really big moment. It was kind of just like we moved on from it a little bit too quickly, so I don't know how I feel about that. But that's why I didn't give it 5 stars. I'm sounding very, very skeptical right now, and again, I don't want that to like put you off, but I do want you to be prepared for certain things, and granted, this is my opinion, so I know there's tons of people that have given these 5 stars and loved it, and that's fantastic. I love that you loved it, but this is my personal opinion and I just wanted to share it with you because that's just what I do here. If you're looking for a book that has a great balance between romance and fantasy, like almost like an equal 50-50, I feel like this is a really good option. It's not really more fantasy heavy or romance heavy, but I loved it. I kind of want to find some more books with vampires because I think I've read a lot of stuff with fae and I love fae. I will always love fae and I will pick up anything, honestly, almost anything with fae. But I want to find some more. If you have vampire fantasy recommendations, please let me know. But you get a badass FMC, you get a witty MMC, you get lovable side characters, which is always a very important part, a refreshing magic system. It's just good. But that's really all I have to say. So thank you for watching, and if you made it all the way to the end of this video, obviously I'm gonna have you comment vampire emojis, because what else would I do? So comment vampires down below, and let me know again if you have any other vampire fantasy recommendations, but I will see you next time.